Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Very, very good evening, madam.
Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Sir, we shall start the program sharp at 3:30, sir.
Yeah, sharp. I'm ready.
Okay, sir.
Sure, madam. మన ఫోటో డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదు.
సార్ స్లైడ్స్ మీరు ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారా సార్?
Yeah.
ఓకే సార్.
We only going to present.
ఓకే సార్.
నా ఫోటో కనిపిస్తుందండి?
ఎస్ సార్.
Yeah, here it's not displaying. ఎంత ఎక్కువ తెలుగు మీడియం స్టూడెంట్సా ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం స్టూడెంట్సా ఎక్కువ మంది? మాక్సిమం నెంబర్ హౌ మచ్ యు టెల్ మీ?
సార్ మిక్స్డ్ ఉంటారు. మిక్స్డ్ సార్. అక్రాస్ ద కంట్రీ కదా సార్.
Both media I am supposed to explain.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.
Okay.
With the help of slides, they could understand.
మన ఫోటో మనకు కనిపించట్లేదు. ఇదే ఇదే
A pleasant evening to all. On behalf of the management of JMJ College for Women, Tenali, I, Ms. K. Arunodaya, lecturer in physics, gladly welcome you all for this fifth day of one-week national webinar from FDP on history and its relevance to present scenario. Let us commence our webinar with a prayer song seeking God's divine blessings.
Our hands, He will lift us up. Come now, praise His name, all ye saints of God. Sing for joy. Oh, sing for joy to God, our strength. Oh, sing for joy to God, our strength, our strength.
Good evening to all of you.
Sir, before we commence the session, I would like to give you a few instructions. Dear participants, please mute your audio and switch off your video throughout the webinar in order to avoid inconvenience. If you have any questions during the presentation of resource person, please post your questions in the chat box. The queries and questions will be clarified at the end of the presentation. Thank you for your kind cooperation. I cordially welcome Dr. Sister Theresa Magade, the correspondent of our college, Dr. Sister Shaini KP, the principal, today's eminent speaker, Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao, Professor, Department of History and Archaeology, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, and all the participants across the country to this webinar cum faculty development program organized by the Department of History, JMJ College for Women, Tenali.
Full screen, brother.
It's a great privilege for me to introduce our resource person, Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao, who will be discussing on the topic Causes for the Birth of Buddhism, the Life History of Gautam Buddha and His Preaching, Causes for Downfall and its Impact on Indian History. Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao is currently working as a professor in the Department of History and Archaeology, Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. He worked as an assistant professor, vice principal of academics, head of the Department of History, and eventually the principal of Mrs. Avian College, a prestigious college in Visakhapatnam. Now he is serving as the head of the Department of History and Archaeology of the College of Arts and Commerce at Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, an acclaimed university in India. He is guiding 16 research scholars from history and archaeology. At present, he is serving as a subject expert of Board of Studies for Maharaja's College, Vizianagaram. He is a member in Library Committee of Tribal Cultural Research and Training Mission. We are fortunate to have an excellent and experienced guest speaker, Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao, sir, to share his knowledge with us. I believe that today's webinar will provide a platform to discuss and acquire new insights on the topic Causes for the Birth of Buddhism, the Life History of Gautam Buddha and His Preaching, Causes for Downfall and its Impact on Indian History. Now I invite Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao, sir, to address our esteemed participants of the webinar. Welcome you, sir.
Okay. So, good evening to all of you once again. Today I am going to discuss about life story of Gautam Buddha, preachings of Gautam Buddha, and its impact on Indian history. So, though Buddhism was born in India, but it was spread to far eastern countries like anything, and it was became a prominent religion in the north east region of India. So you all know little bit about or much about Gautama Buddha's life story. He was a son of a king, Suddhodana Mayadevi. He was belongs to royal family. Because of his attitude, he was from his childhood. He was not happy with the royal lifestyle. He was always used to spend much time with uh, searching for the truth. That's why his father was became a panic and decided to divert his concentration. He was teached all the administrative activities. Though his father provided so many better facilities to his son, his attitude and his mind was not changed. So at the age, as you all know, at the age of 29, he left the home and went to forest to get enlightenment. Before going, he has seen four incidents. One is one day he has seen one deceased old person. Another day he has seen the person who is suffering with some disease. Afterwards, he has seen one dead body, and he was after that he has seen one sannyasi. So you don't know all these changes in the life. That's why he went to some of his masters and requested them to give answers for his questions. So he was asked his neighbors also. From all of them, he didn't get any satisfied answer. That's why he left the home at the age of 29, and he was met so many gurus. Finally, at the age of 35, after 6 years, he was meditated and got complete enlightenment. So that was the situation. So when he was got complete enlightenment, he went to next slide. He went to Saranath. There he was preached his first speech. It was called as Dharma Chakra Parivartana.
Sir, sorry for the interruption, sir.
Madam.
Sir, please represent your presentation slide, sir.
Yeah. So from first slide, shall I present?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the first slide, madam.
Sir, stop and start, sir.
Huh?
Then it will be highlighted.
Pardon,
It
madam.
is not highlighted, sir. Slide is not highlighted. If you
Not
stop and
highlighted.
start, it will be highlighted.
Let me stop and start.
Yes, sir.
It's coming, madam.
It's coming, sir, but not highlighted. Please stop and again you will start, sir.
Now you see, madam?
I can see, sir, but it is not highlighted.
Highlighted by themselves.
Yeah.
I highlighted by myself.
Yeah, I am highlighting. You are also supposed to highlight, madam, from your side.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
From your side, you have to highlight.
Okay, sir.
Check with you. Yes, please.
Madam, if you click on search slide, you will get an option full screen.
Sir?
If you press on search slide, you will get an option full screen, then you will have it full screen.
Okay, sir. Hmm?
Yeah, one by one process.
Sir, yes, sir.
It's okay right now, madam?
Right, sir.
నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ మనకి ఇక్కడే చూసుకోవాలి క్లాస్. Right now it's clear, madam?
Clear, sir.
Okay, now, okay. So, 6th century BC was the age of intellectual revolution. In India, where 62 new heterodox sets emerged with added glorious chapter, the Indian history. Buddhism is one among them, which rose to heights pedestal through principle of its founder Buddha, born in Lumbini, presently in Nepal. Buddhism emerged as a challenge to Brahminical supremacy and the caste inequality. In contemporary India, we can see a large number of Buddhist organizations. Buddhism rise and spread. Personality and the character of Buddha was a key factor in making Buddhism popular. The commitment and devotion of Buddhist missionaries was a key factor in rapid rise of Buddhism. Buddha gave his sermons in Pali, the language of common people. Most of the people those days used to speak Pali language. This is one of the factor why Buddhism within a short period got received by the people. See, for example, during the later Vedic society, even today also, most of this Hindu and Brahminical concept, they used to propagate their religious principles in the Sanskrit language. Those days, not even 1% of the people are not known Sanskrit. Whereas Gautama Buddha propagated his religious principles in the local language or people's language, particularly in the vernacular languages. If he comes to Andhra, he used to speak in Telugu. Their monks used to spread their philosophy in Telugu. Like that, wherever they go, they used to speak in the local language of the people. So, that was one of the main point for the spread of Buddhism. So, before that, so when you are talking about the spread, personality, character, The commitment and the devotion of a Buddhist missionaries was a key factor in a rapid rise of Buddhism. So they are having a lot of a commitment. See, there is no question of any commitment problem to this Buddhist monks. Buddha gave his sermons, just I told you. Again, the same slide came. So, in the same point, the rigid nature of Brahminism. See, there was a big rift between, in the later Vedic society, there was a big rift between Brahmins and other community, mainly Kshatriyas. See, during the later Vedic society, royal families were patronized Buddhism like anything. That was the most important point. See, when kings patronized a particular religion means automatically people used to follow. That is the one of the fact. The people response and reaction in the 6th century. In the 6th century BC, the society was society one way or other ruined with this traditional taboos of blood sacrifices, performance of yajnas and yagas. The simple, liberal and progressive Vedic religion replaced with highly complex, costly, violent and rigid Brahminical religion. See, those days people are not happy with the traditions and practice of Hindu culture. So, to perform a yajna or to perform a prayer to Hindu gods is a costly affair. Common people not able to afford to perform these yajnas. For example, if they want to perform a yajna, nearly they have to sacrifice the life of minimum 3,000 three animals must be sacrificed, a minimum 3,000, and they must be thrown in the yajnas. So it is not easy for a common people to perform these type of yajnas. The Brahminical religion turned into violent character as agricultural products increased and cattle became important. Those days people are not happy with the activities of Brahmins. This society, common people don't have even cattle for their agricultural activities. So that was the situation those days. So in the same point, there was no caste barrier. All the people in the society are welcome to follow Buddhism. There was no caste discrimination. Whereas Kshatriyas, Brahmins, only given highest importance to follow this Brahminical system, religions. Whereas after coming of this Gautam Buddha, when he was given freedom to all the lower section of the people to follow Buddhism with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of satisfaction, most of the people, maximum people in the society are backward community, Sudras and later Panchamas. Their percentage of population is more high. That's why within a short period when all the sections of the people are given permission to take the religion of Buddhism, they joined with a lot of happiness. That is one of the reason for the spread of Buddhism in India. So, about his teachings, Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha did not accept God as a creator of a destiny maker. He did not acknowledge the sanctity and the supremacy of Vedas, yajnas, and repudiated the caste system. So, Gautam Buddha mainly discussed about the Four Noble Truths. So he said, world is full of sorrow. So everywhere you go, you feel a lot of dissatisfaction. You will feel sorrow. The main cause for sorrow is the desires. Desire is the absolute cause for sorrow. If you want to keep away from this sorrow, one should not have desires. By curbing these desires only, you will feel free from this sorrow. Gautam Buddha, in the fourth point, Gautam Buddha given one, in order to remove suffering, one must pursue a right path. See, Gautam Buddha has, for this, right, Gautam Buddha has given Ashtanga Marga. That is nothing but the eightfold path. So here, most of the people, maximum number of the people in the world are following this. See, right understanding, one must have a eightfold path in the point. One must have a right understanding. One must have a thought. One must have a right to speech. Whenever you are speaking with anybody, you must speak rightly. You are not supposed to use filthy language. Right action. Whatever you are doing, you must perfectly, you must do it. So right livelihood. You must have a wonderful life. Ethical life you must lead. Right effort. So whatever effort you are going to put on anything, you must put it 100%. So, and the seventh point is mindfulness. So, and the eighth point is concentration. Whatever you are doing, you must do it with complete concentration. When you are doing this with the full concentration, automatically you will get a wonderful result. So, in the same point, eightfold path. In order to end our sufferings, Gautam Buddha advocated the eightfold path. After that, Ashtadigaja Marga leads to salvation because this path avoided ritualism and self mortification. So it's a big sin. Performance of yajnas, one should not encourage. It's an inhuman thing. It's a worst thing. Those who are performing yajnas or encouraging yajnas, I am requesting all of you, say it's not a good. You are all not supposed to perform any yajna or yaga. You won't get any return from the performance of this yajnas and the yagas. You must all follow eightfold path. See, he didn't tell anything much about God. See, he told much about the life, how we have to lead your life. See, existence of the God, whether God is there or not, he won't spend much time on it. It is also known as a golden path or a middle path. See, he was not emphasized mainly on complete non-violence or complete flexible life. He was followed middle path. So extreme middle path, extreme asceticism and self-indulgence. Buddha preached nirvana. the ultimate goal in life. He laid stress on a moral life and a individual. You must have every individual in the society. Every individual in this earth must follow morals. You must lead a moral life. Buddha neither accepted nor rejected the existence of God. Earlier, I told. It's a big puzzle. Even today also, uh, none of the guru, none of the priest, none of the head of any religion, they are not giving a conclusion for the existence of the God. Every religion used to say, my religion, my God, my uh, prophet or something or the main one, all the remaining are not correct. It's till today, nobody is getting conclusion on this point. Buddha stress the spirit of love. You must all love each other. He had no faith on the casteism. This casteism is too worst thing. See, mostly it is practiced and encouraged only over India. See, due to this worst practice, on the name of the caste, society being divided for everything. If you go to Delhi to attend an interview, they will the person who is conducting this interview will feel a lot of enthusiasm if the same caste person attends the interview. See, even that level also, this is not stopped. So whenever we won't stop for this casteism, our India won't get developed. It's a fact. So I'm requesting all of you to uh, uh, keep away casteism from your wherever you are in the college, you are in the office, you are in a high position. So if you eradicate casteism, it is very, very good to our society. He also disapproved the supremacy of Brahmins. See, as for Purusha Suktas, see, this is the first evidence. See, every intellectual, every historian, every scholar is trying their best for the birth of a casteism in India. They are searching for the reason how castes are born. According to our history, Purusha Suktas are the first evidence for the birth of a caste system. See, it is higher community Brahmins born from the mouth of the Creator. Kshatriyas are born from the shoulders. Sudras born from the thighs of the Creator. And not Sudras, Vaishyas, Sudras from the feet of the Creator. And remaining most of the percentage of the people are not even given a caste status. Most of the people were not given a caste status. So, due to this casteism, this Varna system, our society's development is not at all going, not at all. Our development is not going in its smooth way. He condemned the practice of rituals. So, as earlier we discussed, rituals, highest importance. There was actually in the later Vedic society, there was a big fight between Brahmins and Kshatriyas. even this Kshatriya, most of the Kshatriya kings are dominated by these Kula Gurus. Kula Gurus. So that's why slowly some of the intellectual kings, royal family persons, slowly they started defying the orders of, not accepting the orders of these Kula Gurus. That's why slowly there was a rift between these Brahmins and the Kshatriyas. That was the main reason to develop this Buddhism in India. He rejected the authorities of the Vedas. Gautam Buddha not accepted Vedas. Whereas Vedas are the main books for the Hindus. He laid emphasis on morality. You must have a morality. You must have a humanity. You must have understanding capacity about the society. He also advised the practice of ahimsa, non-violence, and not indulge in vice practices. So he was given highest importance to ahimsa, non-violence. Our great Gandhiji, the father of a nation, started all his movements with the help of his weapon, Satyagraha. Satyagraha means, you all know, ahimsa and non-violence. It's filled with the principles of non-violence and truth. And its impact on Indian history. So after completion of this, I'll give you some of the information about Buddhist Sanghas. Gautam Buddha, how he was preached Buddhism in most of the parts of northeast India. Impact on Indian history, national, social, cultural impact. It helped in upliftment of women by making religion and education accessible to them. See, earlier in the earlier society, see, woman during the period of civilization. She played a prominent role. Woman was given highest importance in the society of Indus Valley, Harappan civilization. Whereas in the later Vedic society, women was not given equal respect like men. See, she was insulted. She was insulted. So whereas Gautama Buddha given equal importance and he was emphasized women education. Doctrine of ahimsa, non-violence, encourages virtues. Doctrine of ahimsa, it's a great subject. Ahimsa. If you follow non-violence, automatically your mind will be very free and your thought process will be in a good condition. In cultural fields, Buddhism enriched the architectural heritage of India through stupas of Sanchi, Gaya. See, the architecture of Buddhism called as stupas, chaityas, aramas or viharas. See, stupa, so many stupas in Andhra, As you all know, Amaravati Stupa is there. It's a biggest stupa in Andhra. See, stupa means it will build on the remains of Gautam Buddha or Buddhist monks, the top priests of Buddhism. That is the stupa. So, Arama or a Chaitya, uh, it's a it's a prayer hall for Buddhist monks and Buddhist followers. Buddhist Vihara, it's a place where these Buddhist monks used to take rest. So, like this, so many these Buddhist stupas were built. So, they are all called Panchakalyanas. Panchakalyana means one stupa tells about the birth of Buddhism and that birth of Buddhism tells this lotus Mahabhinishkramana. Mahabhinishkramana stupa with the symbol of a horse. Sambodhi stupa with the still symbol of a Bodhi tree. Dharma chakra parivartana with the stupa of a wheel. Like that, Buddhist stupas are built. In a cultural field, Buddhism enriched the architectural heritage of India through stupas, Sanchi, Gaya was okay. So several genres like drama and poetry were enriched. Tripitakas occupied the same position as Vedas. So Hindus used to give much importance to Vedas, whereas this Buddhist gives much importance. These are all the Buddhist main philosophical books. So Tripitaka, Sutta Pitaka. So Ananda was compiled it. Tells about Jataka stories and it discusses about preachings of Gautam Buddha. Next one is Vinaya Pitaka. Vinaya Pitaka compiled by Upali. And third Buddhist Pitaka was Abhidhamma Pitaka. Mogaliputta Tissa was the responsible for compiling of this Abhidhamma Pitaka. So this Abhidhamma Pitaka deals with the Buddhist philosophy and sculptures. The flag of India has the picture of Ashoka's wheel and national emblem. National emblem is adapted from Buddhism. So this is the most important point. So none of the religion was not given this much great status. So most of our earlier politicians were given a lot of importance to this Buddhism. Impact on Indian history, same point. They universalized it as it and opened schools for even Sudras as well as women. See, it's a wonderful point. They were not even allowed to worship the god. The Sudras were not given eligibility to worship the gods. That is the reason why after Buddhism, Christianity came. After coming of Christianity, really they went to so many villages. Really, they touched the hearts of the sufferers. That was the reason. People doesn't know where God is existing. Whoever feeds them while they are feeling lot of hungry, they are the real gods. See, during their service, these Christian missionaries went to deep into the villages, deeper areas, and they covered remote areas, and they won the affection of these weaker sections. That is the reason why most of the top intellectuals of present Indian society, maybe politicians, maybe scientists, maybe top educationalists, they are all took their education, elementary education from missionary schools only. Even today, when you are going to join your kid in the school, you will search for a convent school. You shout for the convent school, convent school. Really, we must thank our missionaries of India. See, if you accept or not accept, it's a truth. You are all must accept. To develop education in India, missionaries are main responsible. To develop hospital facilities in India, missionaries are 100% responsible. And roads, maybe construction of roads, industries may help them earlier, but after they return back to their countries, oh, the roads, you see the Araku road, Paderu road, after coming of independence so many years, we didn't build a road like that. Those days, even before the development of a technology like this, we didn't construct a road to these remote places. But missionaries done. We must thank to them. We must accept the reality. This is a reality. Education, hospitals, industry, transport, everything were developed by them only. We must accept the truth. It's a truth, that's all. There is a great element of individuality in the Buddhism. Yes, they were given a lot of importance to individualism. Buddhism preached universal brotherhood and propagated total equality. See, this life is 100% not permanent. This is absolutely not permanent. Definitely we have to live day or other. You have to leave this earth. You have to live this life. See, you can see in every human heart, you can see God. You need not search for a God if you are having a lot of faith on God. I am requesting those who are moving here and there to search for the God. So you first of all, you love your neighbor. You must have a universal brotherhood. Automatically, you can see as for most of the religions, they will say universal brotherhood is there. They will give a lot of importance to universal brotherhood. But in the implementation, when the implementation part comes, they want to follow. So, give a priority, give importance to equality. All humans are equal. So, we won't, nothing will come along with us after our death. You must all accept that fact. It's a reality. In the Buddhist system, gods and goddesses, fatalism, previous birth, and movement of planet and or planets are not believed to be accountable for man's present plight. So this is also in the Buddhist system, gods and goddesses, they won't give any importance to gods and goddesses in Buddhism. The Buddhist thought is to be seen in our foreign policy, national integration, mutual cooperation, and peace. You must have maintain mutual cooperation. You must have peace. The principle of Buddhism are reflected. Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence, upliftment of weaker sections, and welfare of STs and depressed classes. Even my dear friends, I am telling, the philosophy of Buddhism was accepted by the great fighter Nelson Mandela. It was also accepted by Martin Luther. It was also accepted by the great prophet, the great saint Mother Teresa. So many prominent figures of the world are accepted Gautam Buddha's preaching. Gautam Buddha's preachings are accepted. The Sanghas, Mathas promoted democratic conduct. So, because all humans are equal, we must give highest priority to democracy. So you must give space to all the people in the society to live here. It laid a great stress on acquisition of knowledge. You must acquire a knowledge. If you acquire knowledge, you won't do mistake. If you acquire knowledge, you won't do any wrong things. When you are not doing bad things, there is no scope for suffering. That is what Gautama Buddha preached. Say it's a wonderful point. Why Gautama Buddha went to forest? Why at the age of 29, even though after getting a marriage life, after giving, after his marriage with Yasodhara, he was blessed with a male baby, Rahul. He was not even satisfied with his marriage life. He didn't get answers for his questions. We don't know why humans are becoming old. He has seen one old man one day. One diseased person is suffering. So, during his childhood days, he didn't see all these things in his court. His father was grown up him like that. Siddhartha grown up him like that. See, if you are an enlightened one, if you acquire a knowledge because of a lack of knowledge only, you are giving a lot of scope to suffering. If you want to keep away from suffering, one must acquire knowledge. If you acquire knowledge, to acquire knowledge also Gautam Buddha was given a path. If you follow the eightfold path, automatically you will won't get suffered. There is no suffering for a knowledge person. See, the ultimate goal of every individual in the society is acquiring knowledge. It's a wonderful point. See, entire philosophy of Gautam Buddha depend upon this point. Knowledge, suffering. If you have knowledge, you won't feel any sufferings. Buddhism try to make education practical, reaction oriented, and geared towards social welfare. See, after acquiring education, its orientation, you must have do something for the welfare of the society. So when you are doing something for the welfare of the society, then only you will be a real knowledgeable person. Most of the ancient Indians versatiles, for instance, Taxila, Vikrampur, Nalanda, Vikramasila, and others are product of Buddhism. See, those days, even most of the prominent educational institutions in the world are not even in the earlier stage. Even ancient days, we have wonderful universities. Nalanda University. Nalanda University is not a small university. Nearly 10,000 students were joined here from different parts of the world. See, they were given much importance to spread of Buddhist philosophy. In all other disciplines also, they preached. Takshila University, Vikramasila University. So, it's not a joke. As we discussed earlier, royal patronage of Buddhism. So many kings have patronized Buddhism. Ashoka the Great, he was sacrificed entire his remaining life after 261 BC Kalingan War. Even he was sent his own daughter and son to Sri Lanka to propagate or to spread. Even he's in empire, he was maintained separate portfolio for the spread of religion. They were called as Dharma Mahamatras. Dharma Mahamatras were patronized by Ashoka. He was sacrificed entire his life. After that, Kanishka. After that, Harshavardhana. To maintain this great university, This Harshavardhana was donated nearly 100 villages for the maintenance of this great university. The tax which he collected from these 100 villages were given to Nalanda University administration for its maintenance. So many Buddhist travelers were highly respected and patronized by this Harshavardhana. Harshavardhana patronized during his period. Harshavardhana patronized V.N. Sang. He has written a great book, Siyuki. Everything was written on this book. In this book, the life of the people of those days was reflected. It's not a small thing. Bhaktiar Khilji. So many persons were responsible for the destruction of this great university. Nearly 70 lakhs books were burned. This Bhaktiar Khilji destroyed entire Nalanda University. And nearly 70 lakhs books were burned. So, this Buddhism was declined. There may be so many reasons for the declining of this great religion. With the passage of time, the Buddhist Sangha become corrupt. See, because in the later Vedic society, during the period of Guptas, again this Hinduism got its previous status. They were propagated Gautama Buddha as the 10th, one of the avatara of Vishnu. I think, see, the philosophy of Buddhism very strong. To destroy or to spoil the philosophy of Buddhism, they played different roles. This Brahminical people, so-called these Brahmins, were played worst role to destroy Buddhism in India. Whereas the Far Eastern people were the Far Eastern people of India, China, Japan, Tibet, all these people were understood the essence of the philosophy of Buddhism. That's why they were following the philosophy of Buddhism. And to see the holy places of Buddhism in India, they used to travel during the period of Chandragupta Vikramaditya II. Pahian visited, has written a great book of Pokwoki. That Pokwoki also gives a lot of information about lifestyle of the people of those days. Alarakama and Rudraka are the great gurus of Gautam Buddha. He learned so many things from this great Alarakama and Rudraka of northwest region. The revival of Hinduism was yet another fact which paved the way for the decline of, just as I told you earlier, just now. So they tried their best to destroy. Say Pushyamitra Sunga. He was the one of the ruler of Sunga dynasty. Killed so many people. So many Buddhist monks. They were done a lot. He was done maximum bad to Buddhism in India. Division into various sects like Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana, Tantrikayana and Tantrikayana. These four are the main. So this is also why Buddhism got divided into different sects. Due to entry of these Brahmins, due to entry of these Hindu people in the Buddhism. See, Hinayana means small wheel, Mahayana means big wheel. Because Gautama Buddha never declared himself as a god. He never ordered his disciple to worship him as a god. See, when Brahmins entry into Buddhism, they started worshipping Gautama Buddha as a god. Whereas the real followers of Gautama Buddha who didn't accept this change decided to follow only the principles of Gautama Buddha. If they preach the Hinayana followers preached only the real principles of Gautama Buddha. They were perfectly confined to the philosophy of Gautama Buddha. Whereas after Brahmins entry into this Buddhism, they started worshipping Buddha as a god, which is absolutely 100% against the principles of their master Gautama Buddha, because he is not he didn't accept the theory of existence of the God. In a later stage, after this Mahayana devotees, Mahayana monks started worshipping Gautama Buddha as a god. Lot of statues, lot of sculptures of Gautama Buddha were found at the northwest, northeast. So, as you all know, after the death of Gautama Buddha, 4 Buddhist councils were held to unite this divided Buddhist monks. 4 Buddhist councils were held. First Buddhist council held in the year 483. These dates are not 100% correct. Anyhow, 483 BC, first Buddhist council was held. It was conducted by Ajatashatru at a place called Rajagruha. Mahakashyapa was the presider of this first Buddhist council. In this first Buddhist council, Suddha Pitaka and Vinaya Pitaka were compiled. Second Buddhist council in after first Buddhist council 100 years later, 383 BC, Kala Ashoka was conducted this. He was a main responsible person for the conducting of this second Buddhist council. It was conducted at Vaishali. Kala Ashoka. After that, Buddhism got divided here. In the second Buddhist council only, even from the first Buddhist council, the differences are developing between after entry of this top Brahminical community, Brahminical sect, this Buddhism, slowly they are deviating the original philosophy of Buddhism. See, finally, even these changes took place even in the first Buddhist council. So finally, they were divided into Saviravadas and Mahasankhikas. Like that it was divided. In 250 BC, third Buddhist council was conducted by Ashoka the Great. Pataliputra was the place where this Buddhist council organized. Ashoka, as well discussed, Ashoka was the person for conducting this third great Buddhist council. Abhidhamma Pitaka, Suddha Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, third Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka was compiled here. So here with great great outcome, with great happiness, Gautam Buddha conducted this. So he was praised by the people of Pataliputra like anything. So it was a great thing in his lifetime. Fourth Buddhist council was conducted in the year 72 AD. Kanishka was the ruler to perform this fourth Buddhist council. It was conducted at Kashmir. In some books, it was conducted in Jalandhar. So you can write Kashmir or the Jalandhar. Vasumitra was the presider. And third Buddhist council, Mogaliputta Tissa. Mogaliputta Tissa was the presider, Adhyaksha. And for the fourth Buddhist council, Vasumitra. The rift became too high between the sects of the groups of Buddhist Sanghas. It was Buddhism nearly was divided into 18 parts. It was divided into 18 parts. So one of the greatest things in the fourth Buddhist council was our great Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna, was also attended for this fourth Buddhist council at Kashmir or Jalandhar. So this is the one of the main reason for dividing this great religion, Buddhism. But Sanskrit replaced these at the fourth Buddhist council during the region of Kanishka. So again, Sanskrit is getting its previous status. They stopped the propagation of Buddhist principles in the local languages of the people. If you go to Kashmir or some other region, you are supposed to preach the principles of Buddhism in the local language. Then only people can follow. Then only people can understand the reality of the philosophy of Buddhism. If you know the meaning of the philosophy of Buddhism or any of the philosophies of any of the religion, then only people can understand. So what is truth? They will realize. So without, if you have a belief on God, no problem. If you have a belief on God, if you are created by the God, He knows in which language you are going to perform prayers and offerings to the God. Because He is the creator of you. In which language you speaks, He will understand. Why only in the Sanskrit performing prayers? Won't He accept the prayers if you won't perform your prayers in Sanskrit? It's a very bad. To highlight the supremacy of priestly class, they were given this. They were given importance to this point. This point means a performance of prayers, yajnas, yagas in the Sanskrit language. Image worship was started in Buddhism by Mahayana followers, as we discussed just now. Which Gautam Buddha didn't accept it and didn't tell to anyone. The reasons, decline of Buddhism, the reasons. The passage of the time, Buddhism came to lose royal patronage. After death of Harshavardhana, total North India divided into so many independent kingdoms. Almost all these independent rulers were again given lot of priority to priestly class, Brahmin class. Mainly the kings in the north-west region, Chauhans, Rathors, Pratiharas, northeast region, Sena. All of these rulers were mentally they were cruel. Inhumanly they behaved. They behaved with Buddhist monks, Buddhist followers, cruel, with cruel attitude, without any mercy. They were forced to send out from the boundaries of our India. So it's a worst thing. So like Ashoka, like Harshavardhana, like Kanishka. None of the king come forward to patronize this great Buddhism. So, as I told you earlier, emergence of Rajaputsa became an important reason for the decline of Rajaputsa. None of the king, after the death of Harshavardhana, none of the king didn't come forward to unite entire North India. All the North Indian feudatory heads are declared their own independence and developed like independent rulers. That is one of the reasons for the decline of Buddhism. Kings of such dynasties as Bundelas, Sahamanas, Chauhans, Rathods, etc. were militant rulers and loved warfare. They loved wars. To consolidate their power, continuously they were busy with fighting in the wars. So, while fighting with each other, this priestly class were given. Priestly class, the Kulagurus, the Brahmin communities got a lot of importance here. That's why when they got importance, automatically they tried they influenced the kings, they influenced the rulers against spread of Buddhism. And that. So, in the conclusion, what can we learn here? Buddhism organized in ancient India sometime between 6th century, 6th and 4th centuries BC, from where it spread into foreign countries like China, Japan, Mongolia, Burma, Tibet, Sri Lanka. See, China, Japan, Mongolia, Burma. Mahayana Buddhism got highest respect. Mahayana Buddhism developed like anything in the region of North. Burma, Tibet also. Whereas in Sri Lanka, Hinayana Buddhism was upholded. Hinayana Buddhism, the principles of Hinayana Buddhism followed here. And Nepal exercise a substantial impact on the culture and the civilization of those countries. Really. See, this Buddhism and the Buddhist philosophy influenced the people of far eastern countries. Their civilization was the attitude of civilization of those people. The attitude of these people got influential like anything by Buddhism. We must accept this. It made a valuable and lasting contribution in the field of religion, philosophy, literature, art. Its contribution was not confined to architecture and sculpture alone. So there is a there is a there is a truth in the philosophy of Buddhism. There is a fact in the preachings of see, they have not accepted the theory of existing the God. He has shown the wonderful path, right path. While speaking, you must speak good. When you are hearing, you must have positive side you are supposed to receive. When you have drishti, when you are having concentration on something, with the right motive you have to see. Meditation. When you are doing meditation, you do sincere. You are doing meditation. Automatically, you will get a lot of mental strength. You get a lot of mental strength. Right livelihood. This is the way, yeah. When you are following this, this is the only Gautam Buddha told. To keep away from suffering, you must follow this path. If you follow this path, eightfold path, you will get enlightenment. You are an enlightened one. One who is following this eightfold path 100%, he is enlightened. To get this enlightenment only, he was roamed, he was moved from a place to place, and he was suffered like anything. Even though Mahabhinishkramana, when he was left the home at the age of 29, after living the entire royal life of his kingdom with the assistance of his chariot rider, Channa, he was sincerely tried his best. Immediately after going to the forest, he was tried to keep control on his body. See, after the morning breakfast, you'll get some mildness immediately after consuming heavy food. You'll get some mildness. What you will do if you get mildness means you will sleep or you will take rest. After taking some rest, after waking up from the sleep, again you will feel hungry. Again you have to search for the food. See, everybody after lunch, they'll have a small nap. Again, after the nap, you have to search for the evening snacks. So like that, entire life you have to taking rest. After rest, you have to search for the food like an animal. That's why, yeah, Gautam Buddha felt that, see, whether I have a control over my body or my body is controlling me. No, my body should not control me. I should control my body. When you get the control over, when you command your body to work according to, act according to your wish, you must have control over your. That's why he tried his best to do meditation. So finally he got the control on his body. He got enlightenment. Finally, he accepted this entire society is based on the Karya Karan related. Karya Karana related. So for everything there is a cause. cause and effect. See, this is the point. This is the enlightenment. What Gautam Buddha got. Cause and effect. Karana, effect. Here, the people in the entire world are accepting or feeling that the society which connected with the cause and effect theory, this cause and effect theory is not at all permanent. This cause and effect theory is not correct. This cause and effect theory is not permanent. This wealth is not permanent. This beauty is not permanent. These facilities are not permanent. You have to accept that. This wealth, everybody is from morning to evening, entire life, he will search, he will stop for a minting property, for a wealth. Certainly one day, this property, this wealth won't come along with us. This property is not at all permanent. Whereas all the people in the society are feeling that this wealth, this beauty, these earthly bondages are permanent. When they are feeling that, they are getting lot of desires on this wealth, desires on this life, desires on these facilities. So when you are getting lot of desires on this wealth, property, other things, you will get a lot of trishnas on this life. Trishna, desires. You will get a lot of desires. If you don't have control on your desires, it leads to sin. It leads to sorrow. That's what Gautam Buddha told. That's what. To keep absolutely away from these desires, which can be cause for sorrow. He has given wonderful path. That is Ashtanga Marga. So this is the main point. The entire this society is dependent upon the cause and effect theory. Here only you can understand everything. Finally, after meditating for a period of 40 days under a peepal tree, after this 40 days only he was moved from place to place after 29 years when he was left the home at the age of 29. At the age of 35 he got enlightenment. Last 40 days only he got enlightenment. What enlightenment got? What I just told you. Cause and effect theory. Because of this only you will get the suffering. To keep away from this suffering, he has given you wonderful path. If you follow that path, if you have wonderful meditation, you will have wonderful speech. If you have wonderful livelihood, if you follow all these eight principles, automatically you will be a enlightened one. When you got enlightenment, you won't do any sin. You won't do any bad things. When you won't do bad things, when you won't do any mistakes, because you are an enlightened one. When you are an enlightened man, you won't do mistakes. That is the path. Your life will be perfectly happy. When you are not starving for health, see, which is not permanent. When you are doing so many gamblings, so many cheatings to get the wealth, definitely you will suffer. Huh? It made valuable and lasting contributions in the field of religion, philosophy, literature, and art. Its contribution was not confined to architecture or scriptures alone. So scripture means it's a stone. It's a stone. It was made with the stone. You cannot see God in the scripture. During the 19th and 20th century, during the 8th and the 9th century AD, Bhakti movement, 19th and 20th century, socio-religious reform movement, Raja Ram Mohan Rai, father of Indian social reform movement. So many social reforms propagated so many things to the people of that society. Almost all the social reformers of the world denied idol worship. Almost all the social reformers denied. But still, even took my sound of the pollution. Huh? Almost all the social reformers, they were concentrated on a particular evil to be eradicated. But they accepted the theory of monotheism. Everybody accepted. Everybody denied idol worship. Still, from that day, from Buddha's period, they started only this Brahminical, when this Brahminical influence was dominated in Buddhism, they started giving much importance to Gautama Buddha's idol worship. It made a valuable contribution to the art of painting, architecture painting. It gave us a simple, intelligible, and popular religion. Really, there is no much confusion here. It's very simple. Propagation in the local philosophy. They preach the philosophy of their religion. There won't be a lot of confusion. Whereas in other religions, a lot of confusion. See, smoothly they went to different places of the world, different places of. That is the reason why within a short period it was spreaded to north-eastern part. The simple language is also very simple. You need not perform huge yajnas. You need not kill innocent thousands of the animals to get something favor from the God. So very simple. It immensely appealed to the people on account of its simplicity, emotional element, easy ethical code, the use of vernacular language, as we discussed earlier. Vernacular language, it means a local language of the people. Coming to Andhra, they must preach their philosophy in the language of Telugu. You go to Tamil Nadu, they must speak the philosophy of Buddhism in the language of Tamil. Like that. So that is the one of the main reason for the spread of this language and method of teaching. So people those days felt so happy to follow the God. They were all declared eligible to follow Hinduism, whereas all the sections of the people in the society, without a caste, a creed, a color, all were given free eligibility with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of happiness. They rushed to join with the Buddhism. So it's one of the revolutionary moment those days. So, on the greatest contribution of Buddhism to India was that it promoted a sense of national feeling among us, the Indians. See, as we discussed, our Ashoka and symbol of our Buddhism were highlighted in the flag of our India. Symbol, royal symbol of India was also there. Such a great importance was given to this because there is a point in Buddhist philosophy. There is a value in the preachings of Gautam. It instead of riches like charity, purity, compassion, self-sacrifice, truthfulness, control over passion, non-injury to living creatures in thought and action, etc. So, one more thing here. See, it is the philosophy of Buddhism. Buddhists are very near to the hearts of the people. So they must give importance to charity. There must be a purity in your heart. There must be a compassion. There must be an attitude of sacrifice, truthfulness. These are all followed by most of the top leaders of the world, like as I told you, Nelson Mandela, our great lady, Mother Teresa, Baba Saheb Ambedkar. In his annihilation of the caste, he said, was born in Hindu, but I won't die as a Hindu. That was the quotation given in his annihilation of a caste. So he was, Baba Saheb Ambedkar was the man accepted by the world as a intellectual of this century. See, even that person also, that great man, Baba Ambedkar also loved, followed, and ordered his followers to follow Buddhism. And as he said, he won't die as a Hindu, and he was die as a Buddhist. See, after studying so many philosophies, so many theories, Gautam Buddha was accepted and propagated Buddhist philosophy. He himself was followed and propagated. He was ordered his followers to follow. So these are all the few points about my webinar. So thank you one and all. If you have any questions, you can call me. You can ask me. Madam Garu,
Sir, thank you, sir, for your outstanding presentation on causes for the birth of Buddhism, the life history of Gautam Buddha and his preaching, causes for downfall and its impact on Indian history. We are grateful to you for your availability to share your valuable thoughts and insights with us, sir. Thank
actually,
you
madam,
once again, sir.
madam,
Sir,
we are going to back on 4th of this month. We
okay.
have a NAC visit.
Sir.
We are so busy. Actually, Andhra University got A plus earlier. We are trying our best to get A plus plus.
Okay, sir.
My
Thank you.
office, my department, everything is so busy in the preparation of NAC team visit. Anyhow, you
Congrats.
told me, I accepted. So I decided to present. Tell me, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request the participants to clarify your doubts and queries on today's topic. Some of our participants raised your hands to ask something. Okay, madam. Lalita, madam.
Photo పెట్టినది. బాగుంది యాప్ట్గా ఇలా పెట్టి యాప్ట్గా బాగుంది.
Good evening, sir. I am Sachinarayana.
You are Mr.
Sachinarayana, sir. Sachinarayana.
Satyanarayana garu. Tell me.
Sir, what is the contribution of Ashoka for the spread of Buddhism?
Oh, he has done what? Because of him only Buddhism got spreaded. As I quoted only few points.
Yes, sir.
He was sent so many delegations to so many parts of the world.
Yes, sir.
So simply I told only he sent his son and mother Mahendra and Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka.
Yes,
Even his administration,
yes,
he was the first ruler in Indian history to
yes, sir.
appoint Dharma Mahamatras. Separate portfolio was fixed
Yes, sir.
just to spread the Buddhism.
Yes, sir.
At the same time, he was everywhere. He was Dharma. The principle of dharmas were written and displayed in many of the important cities of his empire. And there was a controversy. The principle, the dharma of Ashoka, was the dharma of Buddha or not? Anyhow, so almost all the principles of dhamma of Ashoka, one way or other, related to Gautam Buddha's principles. So he has done a lot. He is the master. He is the hero to spread the Buddhism to the world, India as well as to the world. We must accept that. Harshavardhana has done. Yeah. But one cannot compare with Ashoka uh, while spreading Buddhism. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sachirana garu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Is there anyone else to ask?
ఈ ఫోటో రాదన్నా అది ఇక్కడ ఏది రాదు ఇలాగా దీంట్లో అందులో చదిపెట్టి అది ఆడదు అక్కడ పెట్టి ఇక్కడ ఓకే
Any queries? Any doubts? Hope there are no further questions, sir.
Okay, madam.
I would like to propose vote of thanks, sir. My heartfelt thanks to the correspondent, principal, today's eminent speaker, Dr. C.H. Madhusudana Rao, sir, and all the participants for your valuable participation in the fifth day of the webinar. I also thank technical team for their support to conduct the webinar successfully. Finally, I wholeheartedly thank all the participants for their active participation. Before winding up the webinar, I would like to make a few announcements to all the participants. Feedback form will be sent to your chat box and WhatsApp group at the end of the program. All those who are attending the webinar and filling up the feedback every day will be receiving the e-certificate at the end of 1 week national webinar come FDP. So once again, I thank you all for making this fifth day webinar very effective and successful. Hope to meet you all for the sixth day of the webinar tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Okay. Just left.